What up, folks? Lewis here in the house. It's Nerd Report. 1 year after the Justice for Johnny Depp events. This is the date actually when the trial started. So it's a really big event because a lot of you discovered Nerd Report during that time. Hashtag me if that was one of you, right? If that was one of you, press hashtag me because, you know, that's very special. I've met a lot of people here through this trial. Actually, this entire channel was more movie-based, more different kind of nerd-based until the Johnny Depp trial. Then we changed it a little bit. So we have a lot of hashtags me's. Thank you so much, folks. What's up, everybody in the comments and everything like that. Thanks, everybody, for coming on in here. What day is it today? What day is it? Is it Tuesday? Today's Tuesday, right? Wow, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, a lot of new people I met through this trial, and to celebrate the trial, we're gonna do something that I think you're gonna have fun at. We're gonna look back at one of the events that happened there. It's gonna take like a little bit. We're gonna react to this, see how it aged. One of the most important cross examinations. Are you guys ready? If you're ready, press 1, please. If you're ready. Cross examination here.
Let's start with what you finished with.
I'm sorry, one more time.
This is one of the most, hold on. One of the most important cross examinations. Please look at the screen. What? Wait, what's going on here? What? I think I got, wait. Yeah, this is not, folks, this is not the most important one from cross-examination from the trial. Wait, I got the right one now, and we'll be reacting to it. And it was no other than?
Let's start with what you finished with. You understand that the court was twice
all right,
asked.
This is the one that matters.
Counsel to order a medical exam of Mr. Depp, and those motions were denied.
Well,
yeah,
I think
got it.
Your team told the court you didn't want
Smeagol!
ruled on. Right? I don't think the court proactively did it. You kind of had a motion to them, right?
No, when Ms. Heard's lawyers moved for them and asked for them and did not get them. Isn't that right, sir?
If you're saying that's what happened, my understanding was that you all did not want him to undergo one. They petitioned for it.
This is, guys.
Yes, that's what my understanding of it was.
The court said no to ordering Mr. Depp to do the medical exam.
Right, I said the court did not require.
He dominated this cross-examination. Look at the smoothness of Smeagol here, the hair, you know, in place and everything.
Right.
And there was one that was ordered, in fact, right?
There was.
All right.
See, the guy crossed the thing that's happening here is that the lawyer confused Smeagol. That's why he looks a little confused, but because his question had nothing to do with the trial. But he's under control here. Hold on. He's frustrated. Smeagol here is frustrated because the people are so beneath him. You catch my drift? His intelligence level, his IQ is way off the stratosphere. Wait, did it go back?
So the last thing you talked about was the Goldwater rule.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
Been around for almost 50 years, right?
Yeah, I'm 59. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Damn, he's 59? He looks like he's in his 20s.
And it's been around as a result of a presidential election that you referenced.
Yes.
And who has that rule? What organization maintains that rule?
The American Psychiatric Association.
Folks, if you this guy, if you close your eyes and just listen, and it's great. You want to say, great Scott, Marty, right?
An association you're a member of.
Associated, not
Oh my God, what's up, Jules? Jules is back. What's up, Jules? Welcome back, Jules.
a member of, yes.
Aren't you a fellow or something?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so, and this
Yes, I am.
is an ethical rule, right?
It is an ethical rule, and yes, it's ethical, they say rules, it's an ethical guideline, yes, they're guidelines.
And you know that over time, the American Psychiatric Association has amended the rules.
Holy shoot! Oh my God, we're getting raided here. We're getting raided, folks. Popcorn Planet raid. Popcorn Planet raid. What's up, bud? What's up, bud? Hey, what's up, Popcorn Planet? Thank you so much for the raid. Holy cow, 65. What did they get? $65,000 folks donated to the charity. Let's do this, folks. I'm going to drop the link in the comments. We could get more, all right? This is where they're at right now. That's where we're all at. $65,000. Hearts for Andy Signor and Popcorn Planet. If you want to donate a little more, donate here, all right? I'm sharing the link in the comments. Mods, share that link once in a while. Let's get some more. Let's see if Popcorn Planet wakes up with a surprise that we actually lifted. Nerd Report was able to get to 66,000. Let's see if that's possible. Could we do it? Could we do it? It's for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and what we're doing today is we're celebrating the 1 year anniversary of the beginning of Justice for Johnny Depp, and we're rewatching the most important cross-examination of the trial. You know what it is? Dr. Spiegel, who I have a crush with. All right, let's continue with that.
Just about diagnoses, but it's also about professional opinions.
Could you be more specific, say about professional opinion in regard to what?
Well, let me read this and see if you're familiar with it. It is unethical for a psychiatrist to offer a professional opinion about an individual based on publicly available information without conducting an examination. That's the rule, right?
If you're reading it directly, I will believe you.
Okay.
He's playing with them. Dr. Spiegel's playing with them.
However, a diagnosis is not required for an opinion to be professional. So my question is, it's not just diagnosis that this Goldwater rule applies to, it's professional opinions.
So again, I'll reiterate that would come down to essentially nullifying witness testimony, expert witness testimony, without a direct evaluation. And as we know, it didn't happen. But regardless of that, the whole expert witness testimony thing would be basically rendered null and void.
The rule, in fact, contemplates that issue, doesn't it, sir?
Again, I'm just telling you the answer to the question when you were reading me those statements.
Yeah, it's totally unfair. The way the lawyer's questioning him, totally like throwing curveballs at Spiegel here.
I'm telling you, the response by the other side, who publishes also, is that.
Folks, by the way, if you're new to the channel, I have a crush on Spiegel. I think he was the most important thing in the trial. So, and if you don't understand parody, I don't know what to tell you. If you think I'm serious, oh my God, look at that pose. Look at that pose.
If that was the case, there could be no expert witness testimony in the courtroom.
Psychiatrists are ethically prohibited from evaluating individuals without permission or other authorization, such as a court order. That's the rule, right?
Again, if you're reading that, then I have to believe you're not misrepresenting it. And I would come back to, again, then this whole thing on, we might.
You tell him, Spiegel. Don't let him push you around. He's trying to put you in a corner. Hey, you do your thing, Spiegel. Woo!
So we'll get rid of all the expert witnesses we've had throughout all of time for court proceedings.
No, I do have a crush for Spiegel.
Because what you're saying is unless a court orders it, and that's what you just said, or the APA said.
Yeah, tell 'em.
Therefore, expert witnesses cannot do an evaluation based on an observation of the medical records. Insurance companies cannot do evaluations solely based on medical records where their doctors rendering professional opinions. So at the end of the day, you are essentially saying that unless someone has directly evaluated it, this whole medical system we have, this whole legal system we have is null and void.
Perfect. Perfectly said. Well said. Well said. Hearts for Spiegel.
I'm not saying.
No, yes, you are, sir.
Yeah, tell him.
Give me a second. And
Look at that. Look at that.
So at the end of the day, you are essentially saying that unless someone has directly evaluated it, this whole medical system we have, this whole legal system we have is null and void.
What's this part?
I'm not saying.
No, yes, you are, sir.
Yeah. Yes, you are, sir. Sir, yes, you are. Okay?
No, you are.
Give me a second, and I'll give you more than a second.
Dude, he's got this. Spiegel's got this. Oh my God! Thank you so much. Oh my God, my computer just turned off, folks. Hold on a second. Literally, my computer just turned off and on. If it goes off, stay on. If the stream gets a little weird, but yay, Raquel, what's up, Lewis? A year. Hold on, let me get this up here so I can read it. Thanks for being our first super chat. We're of the day. Lewis, a year on from Johnny Depp's justice during the whole trial. I painted Johnny Depp just to be able to bear the BS of a trial. Really love how the truth was revealed. JD painting in the dining kitchen area. Much love, Lewis and chat. Big squishy bear hugs for all. Big squishy hair hugs for you too. Woo! Yeah, I kind of like this effect. Isn't that cool? Thank you. Hearts for you. Hearts for you, Raquel. Or Rachel, sorry.
Is a rule by your organization.
Oh my God, uncivil law is in the house. Uncivil law. What's up, man? How you doing? We got to get you as a guest today. We are honoring uncivil law. I don't know how much you watch Nerd Report or how many times, bro. I watch you all the time. But we're honoring my favorite person from the trial, Spiegel. The way he moves, the way he acted, the way he controlled the cross-examination, the way he channeled Doc Brown from Back to the Future. It was genius. Hearts for uncivil law, yo.
Court orders that would permit the exact kind of evaluation that you say I'm eliminating.
And I think we're going in circles because I think I just said that means expert witness testimony would not be allowed, and the branch of forensic psychiatry would be especially hindered. And we know the branch of forensic psychiatry does not prohibit that. So I am a member of the APA. That doesn't necessarily mean every single thing they put in there, everybody has to uncategorically agree with, because clearly that's not the case.
Wow.
The deposition.
Yes.
The professional opinions you rendered were inconsistent with the Goldwater rule.
Yeah. My first was inconsistent. If we're saying that if the Goldwater rule says, and I very much said that during deposition, that the Goldwater rule was made for presidents and public figures such as that, but regardless of that, because that's what it was made for. It's not made for Hollywood, but I'll even take that Mr. Depp's a public figure. What I'm saying to you is that the Goldwater rule is saying we cannot do any expert witness testimony in our field. That is exactly what the Goldwater rule is saying based on exactly what you read. And I'm just telling you what you are saying that rule encompasses.
Right. He's like, hey, you could tell you could tell Doc Brown's IQ is like way above anyone in that courtroom. All right. Some people have it all, man. Look at this guy. The haircut, the articulation.
Did you comply with the ethical requirements of the APA when rendering the professional opinions that you've rendered today?
It is a requirement.
It is a.
Of the APA. It is not the requirement of the APA.
It's a. Hey, dude, what's wrong with you? Not the.
APA. Secondarily,
so the answer is no.
Secondarily.
Don't speak over him.
In order to not, we wasted our whole morning because of an expert witness before me. There's an expert witness everyone brought in.
Facts.
All I'm saying to you, that means the whole field of medical legal law is corrupt and unethical for engaging in an act that the APA clearly says we should not do. So if you're saying that, then the answer is yes.
Uncivil law. Not only am I a fan of Spiegel, I have a crush on Spiegel. I have a crush on him. Everyone knows that. Do you guys know in the chat? Have you guys know about that? I'm jealous of him.
Yes, I'm agreeing with that statement.
You're agreeing that the APA would deem your testimony and your professional opinions rendered unethical.
I am saying, you are saying that I'm an expert witness. I am saying as an expert witness.
Expert.
And solely as an expert witness.
Only as him.
That guideline is permitting that from occurring. I would say then that the whole field of expert witness testimony, again, would.
Julie with the super chat. He looks like Lemony Snicket. Oh, that's an insult, Julie. Julie, come on. Come on. Julie. Julie. Come on. Thanks for the super chat. Hearts for you, girl. Hearts for Julie.
Would be disavowed by what you are quoting in the Goldwater, and we know that's not the case. Because if it was, we would not be allowed to do it.
And you said the rule was for presidents, right? And
that was initially for presidents, yes.
And the name of the rule came.
Let me break character for a bit, but Johnny's face here is gold because Johnny Depp throughout this trial had his head down most of the time, writing poker face, not giving an expression to anything. But Smeagol here broke him. Look at that. You know he wants to crack up. You know he wants to crack up, man. You know. Look at this, man. Ben Chu is just like, dude, don't laugh. He's telling him, don't laugh. This picture is the best picture. Look at this. Oh, my God.
Came from that. But the rule says.
Look at this. Oh, my God. All right, let me get back in character here.
It is unethical for a psychiatrist to offer a professional opinion about an individual. That's right, sir. It's not just presidents.
That's right. Jules, he watched JD movies, and that's how he analyzed them because he's so smart. He could just see. This guy could just look at your high school picture and analyze you. Like the high school picture could be you in your 16, and he could analyze you, give you a psychologic evaluation in your of you in the 50s, in your 50s. Very talented.
Public figures, it's individuals.
Funny, it was named after them. According to your logic, if you don't put something in the title, it's not true. That's what you told me this morning, I believe.
Oh, that's what you told me this morning, bro. I'm bringing receipts. Essay.
About my intimate partner violence. So what I would say to you then, sir,
damn,
is that if you say this about an individual, again, any court would have to render an expert witness testimony invalid. Any doctor that reviews charts would have to render it invalid. I can go on the list of docs that do not see or interview patients directly, and that's a violation. So basically, you are saying that unless you do a direct clinical evaluation, then all of the field of forensic psychiatry and all of managed care is doing an unethical violation because we are not seeing the presence. We deny patients medications all the time without seeing them. We deny patients treatments, unfortunately, without seeing them. And I'm on the receiving end of that. So the answer to your question, again, unless you are saying to me that all of this is unethical, which is what you are saying. This is how I'm interpreting what you are saying to me. That unless you do the evaluation directly yourself.
Thanks for the super chat, Chris. Good afternoon, Lewis and gang. This fundraiser was amazing. I'm so proud of the group and people. Captain Corey, Captain Jack Sparrow, Andy, Lewis, and all. There you go. Actually, mods, you could still share the link to that fundraiser. If we get like a few $100s more for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, that'd be great if we do it during this stream and stuff. Obviously, we're a little bit of a smaller channel, but we probably won't hit 65,000, but $65. You know, on behalf of Nerd Report and the people here, that would be a nice little surprise, a moral victory for us here and stuff as we celebrate the beginning of justice for Johnny Depp a year ago, April 11th. Wow, time flew. I met a lot of you here from that era. A lot of you stuck around. We got a lot of new people. A lot of you stuck around. And if you know me, I was obsessed with Dr. Spiegel, aka Smeagol, here. And we're rewatching his cross-examination.
Therefore, it could not be considered ethical. And I'm telling you how that applicable to not just expert law, but also managed care. It applicable to multiple branches of medicine. Hospital duration of hospitalization stay, they get evaluated. So tell me where you want.
Johnny Depp can't.
Well, why don't we talk about what you just testified to? Because I didn't ask you anything about that. I asked you whether, under this rubric, under this principle of medical ethics, have you acted unethically? Yes or no?
No. As an expert witness, I have not acted unethically. And if you want the jury to believe that expert witnesses are unethical, then I guess that's for them to decide.
Yes or no?
This is a straight up argument, man. Lisette, what's up? Lewis, I can't stop laughing with your commentary. Lewis has a crush on Spiegel. Hey, it's supposed to be a secret between our community. I'm sharing, Lisette, I'm sharing a secret with you guys. You can't go off and tell everybody here, right? On the internet. You know, the internet's forever. They're going to know about my crush here with Spiegel. Lisette, thanks for being a member for a month. Thanks, everyone, for being a member. Let's see the emojis up in the air.
So you said no. Let's go to the next question.
Okay.
Right? Psychiatric diagnosis occurs in the context of an evaluation based on thorough history-taking
Johnny, it's a little cut off, but Johnny Depp's look here is amazing.
Examination, and where applicable, collated or collateral information. You'll agree with that?
I believe I said that earlier, yes.
Yeah, don't ask the same questions over again, man. All right? When Spiegel says it's something, you remember it. All right?
And it's a departure from the methods of the profession to render an opinion without an examination and without conducting an evaluation in accordance with the standards of psychiatric practice. Correct?
Well, again, by the way, for the record, intimate partner violence is not a psychiatric diagnosis. I'll start with that.
You start, baby.
Substance usage by themselves is not a psychiatric diagnosis. If you want to cut to the chase, psychiatry is not a diagnosis of that. Narcissistic personality traits is not a diagnosis. Ergo, I am basically commenting on the things that were brought to me, which are not diagnosis. But an evaluation, if I was going to treat a patient or anyone here, those are the steps I would take.
We, I think, started with the notion that this rule applies broader than diagnoses. It applies to professional opinions.
I believe
And
you
you've
just
rendered
quoted
professional opinions relative to narcissistic personality traits, haven't you, sir? Relative to Mr. Depp.
Again, I believe you just commented on what it takes to do in a psychiatric evaluation to establish a diagnosis. I'm almost certain that's what you said.
Yeah, certain. It's on tape, dude.
And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you didn't say that,
Nah, you wrong. Nah.
but I'm sure you did. And therefore, what I'm saying is neither IPV.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm sure you did. What the hell's going on here? What's up, Jules? 7 months members. Thank you so much. Shelly, thank you for that super chat. That's certainly some secret you've been keeping from us, Lewis. Oh, about the crush with Spiegel? Well, I mean, I trust you, Shelly. You're not going to tell anybody, right? I mean, how could you resist? How could you all resist? Shelly, hearts for you.
Nor substance usage, nor narcissistic personality traits a psychiatric diagnosis. And then, under the rubric of expert witness testimony, you are saying I acted unethically under the rubric of expert witness testimony. So if you, sir, would like to proceed that expert witnesses are unethical, based on that, I am not going to sit here and disagree with you and waste everyone's time. I think it's fairly obvious. So thank you. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead, peasant.
These were your words. I'm just saying them back how they're interpreted.
Okay. Let's start with the easy question then. Maybe we
Ben Shu looks hilarious.
can.
That was pretty easy. Go ahead.
Oh! That was pretty easy. Go ahead. How could, man. Johnny is studying Spiegel so he could play him in the future role. We all know Johnny loves playing character roles. I actually do agree with you. I did think that. Lisette. I did think that. I think Johnny, the Back to the Future remake or something like that. Hearts for Lisette. Thanks for that super chat.
Doctor, you're going to have to just answer the questions.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
You know what?
You need to just answer the questions,
Okay.
Doctor.
Yeah, the judge is against him. The judge is biased. That's it. I didn't notice this the last time I saw this. The judge is biased. Biased.
These were your words. I'm just saying them back how they're interpreted.
Okay.
I mean, since when does someone on the stand need to answer questions? That's like a rule made up just for Spiegel, okay? That's never happened before.
Let's start with the easy question then. Maybe we can.
That was pretty easy. Go ahead.
All right. You're going to have to just answer the questions.
Okay. Sorry about that. Getting into it.
You need to just answer the questions,
Okay.
Dr. Spiegel.
You are not rendering any diagnosis whatsoever of Mr. Depp today or ever.
No, I probably would say to you that certainly I would not say narcissistic personality, or I would say traits.
Okay, let's look at that pause again.
You need to just answer the
Folks, this is a pause that we should all examine as human beings. Like it's the pause is like it's next level thought processing that only someone with the IQ of Spiegel, the high IQ of Spiegel, could process. And as you watch him, the way his mouth moves and everything, because I studied a little bit of human motion, the way his mouth moves and stuff, and he looks up in the sky to figure out the answer to the question. This is very rare in human beings. This is next level IQing. Chris says crushing on the 5 hairs on his top of his head. Yeah, Chris, what of it? The way they're combed. One goes left, one goes right, one straight, and 2 are forward. Chris. Hearts for you, Chris. Thanks for the super chat, brother. Hey, thanks for being a member for 3 months. Oh, Obi-Wan, thank you, man. Great charity stream today. You're all cracking me up. I don't even know what. Obi-Wan, how am I cracking you up? I'm giving you my honest assessment of Spiegel. We're celebrating the beginning of Justice for Johnny Depp, and I'm pouring my heart out here and making you laugh? How does that happen? Thank you, Obi-Wan. Charity was great, but it wasn't was. It's still going on. Mods, please share it. If we could get a couple dollars in before the stream's over here for the Popcorn Planet community, that'd be amazing. What, we're 65,000? Could we get to 66,000? That would be incredible. Raquel, Dr. Crazy. This guy did my head in out of everything during the trial. BRB before I zone him out of my head completely. Going to play soccer with my fuzzball before losing brain cells with this fuzzball equals the doggo. Thank you. I know that. Raquel, hearts for you. And also Bernadette Lonefire sends in the $10 super chat. He's Lewis's doctor of love. There you go. I do agree with that. Thanks everyone for their generosity with the super chats today. Supporting Nerd Report, your favorite, and stuff. As we go, we celebrate the beginning of 1 year of Justice for Johnny Depp with the most important cross-examination of the trial. Was Spiegel after his cross-examination. There were a lot of Johnny Depp fans lost hope. They thought he couldn't recover because Spiegel was so articulate and so above and beyond everyone's intelligence that, we didn't know if Depp's team could recover after that. And stuff. So anyways, also for the charity, we are sharing the link in the comments. If you all want to continue to share a couple bucks there, it'd be amazing. Let's continue.
The questions,
Okay.
Dr. Spiegel.
You are not rendering any diagnosis whatsoever of Mr. Depp today or ever.
See this? The way he's thinking?
Any diagnosis whatsoever of Mr. Depp today or ever.
Now, I want everyone watching this to on a count of 3, practice this movement. And what you do is you exhale. It's like a yoga movement, okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I gotta open my mouth a little bit. All right, just relax the jaw. 1, 2, 3. And that move, did you guys do it? You'll notice that there's more circulation between your lungs and your brain cells. And you're able to take any onslaught from any expert lawyer in existence. And that's what we are witnessing here. With all due respect to Johnny's team, but right here, it was very, yeah. So see that movement right there he's doing with his mouth? Kimberly, thank you for the PayPal. You're very generous. Folks, we are going to be in Vegas by the end of this month. I'm going to meet up with Andy, Jody's Corner, Grayson Report. We're going to be going, I'm going to be going live on the Boulevard one of those days. I know Grayson Report is. So all proceeds helping this channel today will be going to the trip. It's going to be a little expensive. We're going to be covering a hotel and everything like that. So you guys are all very, very generous. Thanks for coming in here. It's first time on this channel. Press 1 in the comments. Also, we are doing, well, Popcorn Planet started it. We started kind of yesterday. Make-A-Wish charity, and it reached $65,000 past it. And what I'm asking for you all is if you can, you could still continue to donate. The link is being shared in the comments right now. If we get to 66,000, it'd be amazing. Did you all see Captain Corey's face? Woo, so cute. Such a hero, such a hero. All right, let's continue here with Spiegel. By the way, if you're new to the channel, we don't take ourselves serious sometimes, so just so you know. Except for now. Today's video is 100% serious.
No, I probably would say to you that certainly I would not say narcissistic personalities, or I would say traits. Certainly from what I have read, intimate partner violence is not a diagnosis. So the answer is no for that. Narcissistic personality traits is not a diagnosis.
By the way, also, Gene Rick, thank you for today's donation via PayPal as well. Thank you, Gene Rick. Love you.
The answer is no. But if you want to tell me that substance use disorder is a psychiatric diagnosis, the answer is yes.
But that wasn't an issue, was it? Whether Mr. Depp used substances? I mean, you said you've gone through the record. That wasn't really an issue at this trial. He's said it from day one.
Oh, so you're saying he's already admitted to the diagnosis?
He's already admitted to the use of the substances.
Well, again, there's different.
Again, because they keep unfairly asking him the same question. They're trying to trick him. But the thing is with Spiegel, he's so well trained in the art of body to mind. We saw the exercise earlier with the in the mouth, you know, that thing. Yeah, he's unbeatable.
In between admitting to substance use and substance use disorder.
Let's go back to what you just said about narcissistic personality traits.
Yes.
Narcissistic personality disorder is a DSM-5 diagnosis, correct?
Correct.
Diagnostic personality, and you haven't testified that Mr. Depp has narcissistic personality disorder, have you?
I would certainly, if I didn't, I'm certainly thinking that, but at least I'm going to say he has traits, which are characteristics of provisional diagnosis of, it's a provisional diagnosis, probably narcissistic personality disorder. But yeah, I mean, I do believe that.
Well, when you say provisional diagnosis, you know the DSM-5 requires, in order to find that diagnosis, 5 of the 9 factors. Mm-hmm. And you haven't done that analysis. You've never made that diagnosis.
Yeah, I don't like the questioning here. You haven't done this. You haven't done that. That's kind of like bullying. You haven't done this. You haven't done this. Dude.
Just identified certain factors
that are criteria for the diagnosis.
Right. But you need 5 of 9 to get to the diagnosis. You've already told us that you didn't make a diagnosis. You're just identifying traits, correct?
I'm identifying traits that are consistent with the diagnosis, yes.
Right. And did you testify in deposition that the existence of traits, as opposed to the disorder, doesn't have a correlation with IPV?
If I said traits do not have a correlation with the, if that's what I said, and I don't remember saying that, but that wouldn't be a correct thing. Narcissism has a correlation with the.
Wait a second.
That part's true.
Did the charity go up, Cheryl? Are you telling me that it's at 65-35? Do you think maybe we helped a little bit? I think we did. Who here donated over there? Let me know.
All right, how far are we going to back this up? Because there's a diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder, right?
Yes, sir.
And that one is has some correlation with IPV, right?
Narcissism has correlation with IP. Again, you're not allowing me to answer. You're splitting hairs.
Yeah, I agree here. Press 1 if you agree with Spiegel that the cross-examiner is splitting hairs. Of course, he's splitting hairs, but Spiegel only has 2 hair or 1 hair. So instead of he's splitting hairs, it would be he's splitting hair, singular, not hairs, but you're splitting hair. But what hair is it? Is it the one right here on the
Splitting hairs between the traits that are consistent with, which all I'm commenting on is behaviors and traits that are consistent with the diagnosis and Mr. Depp. Narcissism absolutely has.
Kimberly donated. Woo!
Risk factors.
It's going up. Anyone from here donated, hashtag me. Anyone who donated while watching the show, hashtag me, please.
Associated with IPV.
Let's go back again, and maybe we can focus on the question I ask you, and we can get an answer that's addressed to that question.
Mm-hmm.
Narcissistic personality disorder is a risk factor for IPV, yes or no?
Yes.
And you've previously testified that there is no literature at which you are currently aware that the mere presence of narcissistic traits is a risk factor for IPV.
All right. D Nice donated while here. Lisette donated by here. Jules donated while here. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you. And everyone else, we've moved the needle up. Kimberly donated right here. Laura donated while here. We, Nerd Report community, move the needle a little bit further. That's amazing. That's amazing. Hearts for you all. Thank you so much, folks.
Am I answering the question?
Yes.
That's incorrect.
You didn't testify that.
Cluster B traits, which narcissistic personality disorder is part of, is a huge risk
Laura, thank you.
for intimate partner violence.
Michelle,
Cluster B traits include narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, amongst others. So the answer to the question is every resource on intimate partner violence will support that cluster B traits, where narcissistic personality falls under, is a risk factor for intimate partner violence.
Any single trait is a risk factor for IPV.
Again, I will repeat, cluster B traits. I didn't say any trait. I said cluster.
Thanks, Bernadette.
Oh,
Thanks,
let me
Sim.
be more precise then.
Okay.
Any narcissistic trait in and of itself is a risk factor for IPV.
What's going on?
But you are mischaracterizing what I said. What I said, I'm pretty sure I said cluster. If you look at all the intimate partner violence literature, and I would behoove you to do so, you will see that cluster B traits. I didn't say.
Wait. Penny's saying Spiegel gonna spank the lawyer soon. Penny, I hope so.
Narcissistic per se, cluster B traits, where narcissistic personality disorder is part of, are risk factors for it.
All right, the charity, folks, is at 66,175. 66,205. Hearts for Nerd Report. I think some of those donations are coming from here. Thank you so much.
Intimate partner violence, part and parcel, uniformly true. And I'm not sure, the thing I don't understand is, I'm not sure why we're arguing psychiatry, because I'm telling you what it is.
Dr. Siegel. You just need to answer the question.
Okay.
Yeah, he's getting frustrated. I think at this point the lawyers against him. Spiegelspank.
So you want to talk about cluster B, so let's do that for a minute.
All right, here we go. Guys, pay attention to this question.
Personality disorder is a risk factor for IPV.
As part of cluster B traits, yes.
Thanks, Chaz.
Histrionic personality disorder is a risk factor for IPV.
Less so.
But it
Less so. Less so. I mean, it's a risk factor, but less so, yes.
Yeah, less so.
Significantly.
Less so.
all right.
Less so.
Which traits under narcissistic? Before I move on, there's only
What's up, Marcella?
one diagnosis in court of personality disorders, correct?
I'm not sure who you're referring to. Are you referring to Mr. Depp, Ms. Hurt? I'm not sure what you were talking about.
Do you understand that there was a medical examination done of Ms. Hurt?
Yes, I did.
Do you understand that the testimony was ultimately that Ms. Hurd suffers from 2 personality disorders?
Okay, so I'm just being specific. I just wanted to know if you're talking about Ms. Hurt or Mr. Depp. So that's all I was asking you.
Yes or no to my question?
Which was there's only one diagnosis of, Ms. Hurd was diagnosed with that.
Yeah. And both of the diagnoses are in cluster B, and both of them are risk factors for IPV.
But both those cluster B things are, I'm not allowed to comment on the testing, so therefore.
Thanks, Jazz.
All I can say is that cluster B traits, and I'll tell you what they are. And by the way,
Yeah, tell us.
testified this before, which was that, 1, I don't expect perfection from my victims. 2,
I don't-
absolutely there were cluster B
you're-
traits Ms. Hurd had. Absolutely, Ms. Hurd had cluster
Given that
B.
you've testified to it before, let's move on to a new question.
Okay.
All right? You indicated, in your opinion today, that you thought, well, why don't we move?
Want to thank Wendy. Love your show. Thank you, Wendy. And Maria, thank you so much for the generous cash apps, and Carrie as well for the generous cash apps for today's show and stuff, and everyone else who's been here chilling with us. We're celebrating the beginning of Justice for Johnny Depp last year, which was April 11th, 2022. And it was kicked off at Popcorn Planet with a massive charity who originally the charity was $25K, and it's all the way up to, what is it up to right now? Over 66,000. And if you want to continue donating, you could do it via the link that our mods are actually sharing. So if we can move the needle a little up, I think it was 65,000 when we started the show. So people are actually donating. Kimberly donated from here. Hashtag me. Every time someone says hashtag me, give them hearts and props, okay?
A little different. Are you a member of the American Medical Association?
No.
Okay, so you don't know what the ethical rule of the American Medical Association is relative to doing clinical diagnoses about individuals you've never talked to.
So you're saying in terms of doing expert witness evaluations, under that rubric, right?
I'm just asking you, do you know the AMA's rule?
You're saying the AMA's ruling under the rubric of not doing evaluation with someone you did not see, and I'm questioning, I'm asking, so you are talking about expert witness testimony?
No, I'm talking about, do you know the rule?
I'm not a member of the AMA, so I
Okay,
don't
great.
read the rubric.
We can move on. You don't know the rule.
Huh?
All right.
This guy doing the cross-examination, he is so rude to Smeagol here. Of course he knows the rule. Smeagol knows everything.
You rendered an opinion about Mr. Depp's purported cognitive impairment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this stream
What is
spelled?
Baseline.
A baseline for processing speed?
Yeah, for for analyzing Mr. Depp before you watched his deposition?
What is the baseline for that?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess my baseline would probably be how I've seen him interact in public. How I've seen him interact with others. I've seen him interact in media. I've seen him interact and his process speed is certainly not slow. I've seen him do commercials. His process speed was not slow.
Here he goes. Gave up. You see the smile? Smeagol's face of confidence.
As long as you're.
He did it. See how he poses? He's looking at, and if you notice right here, he's looking at AH's direction with the, if you look at his lips, right? He's looking at AH's direction. And he's giving the puckered lips look. That's very common with male models. Zoolander uses this technique. It's when you're doing a selfie too. It's like the selfie, the puckered lips. And if you look at Smeagol, he's looking at AH and directly right after his cross-examination and giving her a look like, I did it, honey. You know what I mean? And then he gives that square jaw chisel. See the square jaw right here on him? I don't know if you guys could tell. Oh, there it is. See the square jaw, puckered lips, eyes on AH. A lot of people didn't catch that, but I did. The duck face, yeah, the duck face, and I'm sure AH was looking at him, going, "We did it."
A bit. You may want to take.
All right, let's go ahead and break for lunch then, ladies and gentlemen. Again, do not do any outside research. Do not discuss your testimony with anybody, okay?
You catch what I'm saying? Hello? Your dog stepped on a bee. Is this a crank call? That was amazing. Thank you so much, everyone who I met during this past year. I know there's a lot of other people that were already part of the channel before that. Thank you as well for being there and stuff. And this is just the beginning. And you guys are amazing. I learned a lot from you guys. And we're now at 66,800 dollars donated. Could we get to 67,000? I'm gonna go right now. But could we get to 67,000? After I stop this video, this stream, can we get to 67,000? I just want to go on Popcorn Planet tomorrow and go, Nerd Report community brought in a couple $100 more. That would be amazing. If you can't do it, share that link. 67,000. Okay? Spam it, Bernadette. 67K, yo. One more thing, guys. I'm gonna drop a link to Nuke the Fridge. Who is subscribed to Nuke the Fridge? Let me know in the comments. Who's subscribed to Nuke the Fridge? I just dropped a trailer reaction that YouTube is hiding, not showing anyone. The link is in the comments. Head over there to Nuke the Fridge, watch it, press like, and all that stuff. There we go. Hope you had a good one. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you had a good time with my goofy ass. We'll talk to you later. Nerd out.